if it's actually going to work. Live soon. I don't see it live. Is it live or Memorex? Hello, friends. I'm doing actually a little test here. I can't get my computer to work right. It seems like whenever I go on the road, I have hard times with live streaming with my studio stuff. That's where eventually I'm going to go ahead and buy me the whole streaming deck. Um, Let me know if anybody's there, if we are actually live, if you can see me and how it is. Just trying to get set up for the game while I'm sitting here cooking Thanksgiving dinner. I see 9 people, but I don't see any. I see 10 people listed, but I don't see any comments. Can you hear me? Brother, can you hear me? Brother, can you see me? And let's see if the camera is working here. Let's see. But I still don't see anything live notifications on my channel. I see Peter. Peter, happy Thanksgiving, man. I'm glad to see that you're here. Can you hear me? Can you see me? Does it look okay? Max, or no, Max, awesome. Okay. How you doing? Still don't see anything. Let's see. Hope everybody's excited. You can hear? Can you hear well? Now, do you hear my nephew behind me who's sucking on some noodles real bad? What's happening? Just doing like a test stream here, getting ready for the game. I'm actually just using my Mevo camera that's over here, and that way I can keep my cell phone free. And just want to make sure that the signal works. Sometimes, oh, there we are. We are live. Okay. So shout out, happy Thanksgiving to everybody. I am ready as can be for this game. I've been cooking since about 7 o'clock this morning, and it's what, about 12. So we're gonna have Thanksgiving dinner early. We got the Lions on a little bit, so just checking out the cameras. See, there's my nephew and my niece right there. Okay, and I'm just trying this out to see how well this is going to work, if I'm going to do this or actually live stream with just my cell phone. I wanted to use my computer system because it's a lot better, of course, because I can put multiple cameras and I can put graphics on it, but we'll just have to go old school like this. So at least I get my comments on here, or I can use my laptop. Oh, there was a, look, there, well, there went Ajaya. Um, I just want to. No, Van Der Esch is out. Antoine Woods is. They're both out. I don't think Van Der Esch is going to play for a while. I think that whole neck situation is a little bit worse than they think. You know, that's one of those things that I don't know exactly what's going on, but he didn't look like he was ready to rock and roll. I want to try something real quick. Let's. I'm going to move my camera here for a second. Hold up. Let's see. This is just a test run, and you see my nephew up here dancing in front of me. I just want to check and make sure. Can you still see me? Can you still hear me? Okay. We can zoom in like that, and let's see if it's still working. Yo. Okay. Please comment. Don't want to mess with the neck injury. No, that's, I hate to say this, but neck injuries, you're talking about career threatening. As much as you don't want to think of it that way, you know, you have to think of it that way. Okay. Happy Turkey Day to you guys too. I need to actually go baste this turkey. Hold on for a second. Oh, Marshall, take that upstairs for me. Put it in my room. Okay. Don't mess with it, honey. Don't touch the camera. What? Yeah. Don't mess with the camera. Okay. Alrighty. Okay. So it does. Whoa. I'm sorry. Did we show crack? Do I think Jason Garrett? Oh, I think Jason Garrett would be so fired. If the Dallas Cowboys look bad tomorrow, you can best believe that Jerry Jones is going to say, bye bye, boy. Bye bye. Okay? I'm not sure exactly how he hurt the neck, but see, here's the thing. Van Der Esch has always had neck issues back in college, and it's definitely been acerbated, I guess would be the term. Okay, so it looks like we're going to work okay. And the sound, you guys can hear me okay, right? You're not hearing the TV. Tomorrow. What about tomorrow? Tomorrow. Tomorrow. Who cares about tomorrow? We got 3 games today. Fire him. Oh, yo, I'm sorry. Tomorrow. Yeah, Jason Garrett. I think if the Cowboys don't win, that Jason Garrett could definitely be fired because for Jerry Jones to kind of go out there and say basically we got to get a win. It's like Super Bowl or bust. He's never gone through. I mean, even with the whole thing with Jimmy Johnson after winning Super Bowls, he never said, he's on the hot seat. He just fired him. You think about Wade Phillips. He kept giving him, praise, and we're not going to fire him. We're not going to fire him. And boom, he fired him. Now we're actually at the point of we're saying that this guy, well, he's on the hot seat. It's win or go home, basically. Fired Jason Garrett at halftime. At some point, I think you have to have people a little bit on edge, and I think that's where the Cowboys have not really been, where anybody's held accountable. I still believe that you emulate your environment. Okay, if you have a passionate mother, that's caring and giving and everything else, chances are your kids are going to be like that too. If you have a father who kicks the dog, chances are you're going to be a guy who kicks the dogs when you grow up. You are what your environment, makes you. And you look at Jason Garrett, who does not ever really seem like he loses his cool. That he always is there, same thing. Win or lose, he's there just clapping. Come on, You listen to his press conference and things, well, we just got to do a better job, the next time we'll look at it and things like that. It seems like that's the players too. The players aren't going to point fingers at anybody. They're basically saying the same thing. Well, it's on us that, we got to play a better game. If we play a better game, then we're not talking about coaching or losing and this, that, and the other, which is fine and good. But I want to see some passion. Okay, now maybe I'm wrong, but we've tried this whole thing of being under control and just being kind of laid back and we'll get them next time. Okay, it hasn't gotten us that much success. Yeah, I know we have won our division 3 out of 5 years, which is great. But it's like the bronze medal. We got to go for the gold. We got to go for the gold. And that's just where we're not getting it at the moment. How you doing, Bobby Ice? I see Dano 896. I see Reggie Hart. I see Zeppelin fan. How are you doing? Timothy Potts. Munited. Okay. Carlton Jenkins. Chris Senior. Reggie Hart. How you doing? Everybody, I hope you guys are getting ready for Thanksgiving dinner. What happens today shouldn't matter if they win. They can't put wins together. Well, my brother from another mother, Joseph Heatherly, like everybody, has sent me Thanksgiving greetings. And everybody, I appreciate all Thanksgiving greetings, but there's too many for me to be able to answer all of them right now. I mean, literally, my phone is just kind of going off and off and off. I'm cooking Thanksgiving breakfast, trying to get ready for the game and stuff. So understand, I wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving. But my brother from another mother, Joseph Heatherly, pointed out that in the Jason Garrett era, I'm not going to blame Jason Garrett, but the things that happen with Jason Garrett are what they are. Okay? He pointed out that Jason Garrett, in his time as being a head coach, that we've never won back-to-back Thanksgiving games. We've never won two Thanksgiving games in a row. And it's like, oh, Joseph, why did you have to tell me that? We won last year. And this is where you always have to look at. It seems like Jason Garrett has the records that you just don't want to have. You know, in 2017, when our offense was bad for that three stretch of games, you know, that was like the worst our team ever had. We've had two 21 second half leads against the Lions and lose. We've had the 26-3 meltdown. We have the icing our own kicker. You know, it seems like no team that had scored 30 points or more in back-to-back weeks lose two times at home. You know, this is the kind of stuff that you look at with Jason Garrett's legacy, and you say, yeah, he's got a lot of records, but a lot of them are the ones that you just don't want to have. How you doing, Kevin Carr? Ms. Money, how you doing? Cowboys 31, Bills 70. What? How are they going to score 70? The Bills score 70? That would get Jason Garrett fired. Tracy Holmes. Is that a troll or is that the real Tracy? Because I've had some fake ones. If that's my wife, hey baby, I love you. If you're a troll, die. Die, troll, die. Okay. Now, yeah, don't be here with the mic on because then it's going to get feedback. You know, when you call a radio show, they always say, turn down the radio. Okay, it's delayed. Or you don't know about calling radio stations, huh? Okay. All right, so if you have like the other feed on, then it's going to give you feedback. But that is my nephew, Marshall. He's a Redskin fan. How can a loss by the Cowboys ruin your Thanksgiving? It won't make mine happy. I know that.
If the Cowboys are playing, then I'm a Cowboys fan.
If the Cowboys are playing, you want them to win?
Yeah.
See, you're not a real Redskin fan then.
What?
No, if you're a real Redskin fan, you don't ever want the Cowboys to win. Let me correct that. The only time I ever want the Redskins to win is if they're playing the Giants or the Eagles. And I'm not even sure about that. I think I'd rather just have a tie. So nobody wins. How about that? Yeah, Zeke, you need to eat. Redskins, yeah, you're a troll. Die, troll, die. Do I need to ban this troll? How's everybody doing? Them eyes? I'm just waiting this next 4 hours till kickoff and waiting for this turkey to get done so I can get the other stuff in there. Isn't it too late to switch teams, young man? No, it's never too late. What's happening, June Bug? Well, Aguilar 04, here's my thing. My original season prediction for the Dallas Cowboys was 11-5. So I'm going to say we finished 11-5. I've been every year one off. The last couple of years, just one off. Is it loud? Okay, how's it on the thing? Okay, all right. My wife said I'm a little loud. Brother, can you still hear me? Brothers, can you still hear me? Okay, so my wife says I'm too loud, so let me take it down a notch. In other words, she's saying nobody wants to hear me. Big Thanksgiving question, who will the refs screw today? Well, generally speaking, if the team's going to get screwed and the Cowboys are playing, how does that usually work? I would say the Cowboys have probably had more apologies from the officials than anybody else. More cheese for the good old macaroni and cheese. You got that right. You still hear me, Junebug? Cool. Well, I've got a shotgun mic that's right here in front of my face. It's literally right there. So this will be the way we end up live streaming today. Right now, I'm good. I'm just kind of a little antsy, a little nervous, and I just want to get this day on and get to this game and get this turkey done. We need Van Der Esch. Truth be told, Van Der Esch has not been playing that well this season. I think his neck has been bothering him a lot more than we've been led on to believe. Happy Turkey Day, everybody. Ms. Money, thank you very much. Happy Turkey Day to you, too. Is there any way to rewatch? I actually have rewatched the whole game because of if you end up getting NFL Game Pass. Here's the good thing about NFL Game Pass. Game Pass, you can watch any game, like any game, including the games that were just played the next day. You can get the coach's film, the condensed version, or the full version of it on NFL Game Pass, and it's like $99 for the year. Don't apologize. Quit calling bogus calls for the Patriots if possible. Yeah, there you go. That'd be great. Shannon Sharp is picking. Oh, see, I think Shannon Sharp is the bad luck, is the jinx for us. Run the ball. We definitely need to run the ball. I think we actually need to run Dak a bit. Get Dak going into this thing. Would Ken Norton Jr. help us with the linebackers coach? That'd be interesting. Cole Beasley's not going to rap. Well, let's hope he doesn't get any hot sauce today either. Yeah, but okay, well, here's the thing on that one. Okay. I'm not saying that New England hasn't had some things go their way and that they haven't cheated. That one's a non-starter though. The pylon moving there, that was actually the way they have it set up. You notice the guys with the chains weren't on that side. That's the other side of the field, and they roughly marked the ball, the piece. There's only one post on that side. The official side, or which is the other side, is actually where the chains are and everything else. So that might have been those. You're late in the game. They're running down the field in the rain and stuff, and they're dropping the stuff down because the team is trying to hurry up and move the ball. So that could be just a mistake that was made, and I don't think that was them actually trying to cheat. I think that was just a mistake that happened to be picked up. If it had been the chains and those sticks that had moved down, then I would say, wait. Game Pass is NFL heaven. Yeah, if you like to look at if you want to really go back and analyze the stuff, Game Pass is great. Also, if you get it in the preseason, you get all the preseason games live. So from that standpoint, if you are a footballaholic, it's worthwhile. You can go back and look to Dak Prescott's first game if you want to see that full broadcast. So that's where we are with all that stuff. Hot sauce hopefully gets dumped on Beasley instead. Ooh, that's cold, man. That's cold. I think I need to start. I guess it's Fox. Let's see. I'm not at home, so I don't know what the channels are here. Get the pregame. I don't even know. Okay, Fox. Okay, cool. Everyone knows Goodell is best friends with Kraft and will do anything to help the Patriots win. Which is one of the reasons why I think it hurt so much for Jerry Jones that loss, even though you really didn't have that much of a chance to win, I think that was more of Jerry Jones was just mad because of who he lost to. Oh my God, Miss Money. I'm trying to understand how it is that we only have 4 interceptions on the season. New England has 30 takeaways and 3 block punts. That is just unbelievable. That more than anything else will win you games. Texas Sports Roundup, how are you doing today? I didn't get a chance to start that GoFundMe page. I've got to see if I can actually get off of here and do that. Um, Texas Roundup, man. Um, I don't even have the words to say, but Texas Roundup had sent me or had commented in one of our live streams about his heart problems. That he's got 5 or 6 months left to live. His dream is to go to a Cowboys game, and I had planned on starting a GoFundMe page to try and help raise some money and talk to my buddy with Cowboys experience and make it like a really huge experience and things like that. I mean, if I had contacts with Dak where I could say, "Hey, let me get you Dak Prescott," I would do that in a heartbeat. Um, we were talking last night by text, and he said, he's been thinking about this and praying about this, and instead of him going to a Cowboys game, he would rather we raise money and go to a homeless shelter. And to me, that was just like, man, that's freaking incredible. Um, that's what life is about, to me at least, is trying to do everything you can to help others. And it's sad that there are people out there that are just so hateful and want to bring you down. I got this email from our resident idiot who basically said, I am a scam artist and a thief. I should just go out, buy him a ticket, and be done with it. And I'm just like, dude, you have no idea what I do charity wise. I go to Puerto Rico and rebuild homes. And you see bits and pieces of me on here. You don't know what I do in my real life. You have no idea. If that is your whole attitude on me, please feel free. You've already been blocked from the channel. Please feel free. Just don't watch. I'm just trying to understand somebody who hates me so much, who literally will take time out to email me on a daily basis. So much hate. Life is too short to waste it on somebody that you don't like. Because I'm trying to enjoy every minute I got. And that would be my suggestion to you, buddy. So, we're going to go ahead and do that and try and raise as much as we can. And I say try and do both. Send them to one hell of an experience with the Dallas Cowboys and spread that around to others. It's on Madden, but it always leads to turnovers because I actually do drop players in the choir. Okay. Ronald, you may be right about that. Knock the call loose. Sky High, thank you very much for that super chat. I appreciate that. Hate breeds hate. And that's the sad thing, man. I always try and be the other side of that, try and, I hate the Eagles. You guys know I hate the Eagles, but I don't hate the fans. In fact, we got more Eagle fans on here that say, you know what, I hate the Cowboys, but I love your channel. And to me, that's the highest compliment in the world that I can get. And that's the way it's supposed to be able to go through and talk trash. See, like yesterday, at my parents' house, the reason I am a Cowboy fan is because of my dad. Okay, my dad is 80 years old, just turned 80. And for me growing up sitting on the couch, watching football with him and having, my uncles and stuff that were over that were Redskin fans. They love each other, they do anything for each other. But man, they talk trash. They rode each other by, whoever won or whoever lost. And to me, that's all football, one of the best things about football. And being able to ride Philly right now, Philly 500 or Philly below 500, to me, that's freaking incredible. And that's always the way I'm going to be. It's not a matter of, hate. It's having fun. And if I don't take time out to kind of cut on your team or cut on you a little bit, it's because I really don't like you. Well, I tell you what, I'm happy to finally hear was today on Get Up. they were talking basically about Carson Wentz's trash. The former Eagle player, I can't think of his name, who was talking about, Carson Wentz is like a Lamborghini. It's going to be in the shop, but at some point you're going to need that speed and getaway breakability. And Dak Prescott, well, he's like a Forerunner, or a Ford Explorer or something like that. He's reliable, but if you're in that car chase, you want to be in that Ferrari. It's like, okay. Now he's basically saying, Carson Wentz, he's not quite that guy. He's not really the leader. He's got to go past that statue of Nick Foles every Sunday before going to a game, and it's like, oh, so now you guys are talking about Carson Wentz, really, really? This team has less fight than last year. Wentz is trash. So true. Oh. Well, Wentz is, you talk about overrated. Let's think about this. Carson Wentz had a poor rookie season, had a fourth place schedule, had 13 great games. Breaking news, Mark. What's the breaking news? Don't come through and say breaking news, Mark, and then don't follow it up. What breaking news? Jason Garrett was fired before the game? Lamborghini. Yeah, that's what I was like. Yeah, really? Okay. Well, we all that's not breaking news on Ian Rappaport. That if Garrett doesn't make, I mean, Jerry Jones basically said that yesterday. He said you've got to be, in the football business, number one is where you got to be. Six don't do it. I've got I've been blessed so many times. It was funny because I've got a picture, and I'm just waiting for a good Ian Rappaport mistake to happen again. But I got a picture of me sitting at NFL Honors, and I'm sitting in my seat, and Ian Rappaport comes in, and he's looking at his ticket, trying to find his seat, and he asks one of the ushers, right? And the usher's like, "Oh, no, 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 you're not down here." He follows and walks it back up the back, and I was like, "Oh!" But I got a picture where I'm kind of going like this with Ian Rappaport that I can't wait to use. I'm not sure if Joe did have a son that's coaching special teams. Jason Garrett is not going to get fired. I tell you, it would take us losing poorly. Breaking news, the Dallas Cowboys beat the Bills 27-17, and Jason Garrett still has to get fired. I'd like to see them play pissed. I really would. Oh, man. No way, no how. I have to probably agree with you on that Jason Garrett won't be fired, or he'll never be fired, actually, because his contract ends at the end of the year. So you don't have to fire. The only way you fire him is if it's before the end of the year. You're going to the game? Lucky you, man. See, that's the thing. You know what? You bring up a great thing there. That the referees, they make bad calls that cost games. So what does it cost them? Do they get fined? Do they get put on lesser games? Do they get suspended? It was just, oh well. It seems like they should be held accountable. And this whole thing of, you know what, we're sorry. You think about how New Orleans got screwed last year. No, they've got to do something different. Oh, don't give me that whole thing about Dak because of the DUI. Because first of all, he was never convicted of that. Okay? Think about Jameis Winston and all the stuff that happened with Jameis Winston before the draft. Remember, like him walking out with crab legs and stuff like that, and some of the things. There have been a lot worse things that happened with players in college, and they didn't follow the draft. The reality is nobody thought that Dak. Here's the basic reality. They looked at Dak. They didn't do their homework on him. They did not, because if you looked at what he did at the combine, he was right there with Jared Goff and everybody else, all the intangibles. And if you even just looked at his game film, I'm telling you, I looked at his game film and I said, this guy has it. I don't know how in the world that they said, oh, well, he had a DUI or he was arrested for DUI that we're going to go ahead and, not draft him. I mean, we drafted Randy Gregory after failing a weed test at the combine. So, nah. That's not it. They just miss. They miss on a lot of things. And see, that's where it's hard for them now to admit that we were just wrong. They did the same thing with Russell Wilson. Take a look at Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson was a third-round draft pick. Russell Wilson coming out, they said, and I remember it, that if you need a backup quarterback to play for a couple of games, Russell Wilson could be an NFL backup quarterback. That's what they said. And if you look at Russell Wilson's career, his first 3 years, his numbers were Dak-esque, but slightly lower than what Dak did the first 3 years. It wasn't until his fourth year that he really became an absolute beast. And that's where I came up with the power of four. Looking at the two of them, they are basically the same type of guy. And I know some people will say, how dare you compare him to Russell Wilson? Well, Russell Wilson, his couple of years when he came out, first couple of years, he had the best defense in football that took the ball away. He had a great running attack with beast mode. He ended up having, to just be the game manager, as they always say. He didn't have to win the games for him. He just had to make sure you kept it on cruise control. After, 3 years, beast mode is slowed down or gone. The defense has come back down to earth, and you don't have that running game, and he had to take that next level. Well, that's where we kind of are with the Cowboys right now. Our offensive line is still good, but they're not opening the holes the way they did for Zeke Elliott. Tyron Smith, there was no question about holding because Tyron Smith could literally take one arm and just throw a guy out of the way. You're not holding, you just threw him out of the way. Now you're kind of in those fights and stuff where they're calling and saying, oh, you're tripping or you're, holding, and things like that because he's aged. And that's a natural process. And the team pass blocking is different than run blocking. Pass blocking is more defensive. Run blocking is more aggression. It's more driving. It's more brute strength and things. And that's where you're seeing the Cowboys' offensive line is becoming better at pass blocking than they are run blocking because of injuries and age. I don't care about the color of your skin. If you can play, you can play. I agree with you on that. I'm favorite to Dak. He has an impact on my life in ways you don't know, and that's why I want to meet him and tell him. Well, again, see, here's what they did. A lot of times, what happens is there's perception and then there's reality. What they looked at and they said is, Southeast Conference, good quarterbacks don't come out. And they kept calling him Tim Tebow 2.0 with a better arm. They didn't actually believe in it because in the Southeast Conference, you generally have more talent on a team. So you have all these juggernaut teams. Normally the national champion will come out of the Southeast Conference. Me, on the other hand, I looked at Mississippi State, a team that's not one of those powerhouse teams, a team that can't compete as far as signing high school players like the other teams in the conference. The fact that Dak Prescott, who on his offense, Dak was drafted in the 4th round, his tight end was drafted in the 6th round, that he got that team in that conference that puts about 50-plus guys in the NFL every year, rated for several weeks as the number 1 team in the country. That was elevating that team and put that team on the map. And then I looked at Carson Wentz, no disrespect to Division I AA, but, Division I AA is not playing in the Southeast Conference. Now, Carson Wentz is a very good quarterback. But as we're finding out, Carson Wentz benefited from the Eagles having the perfect storm of a great rushing attack, good wide receivers, and a great defense, and playing a 4th-place schedule. And so, in people's minds, they think, oh, that's Carson Wentz. He is that guy that can elevate that team. He didn't really elevate that team, he was part of that team. And this is those things that drive me crazy that we always hear from the talking heads that really just don't understand. You know, you'll go through and say the team won or lost because of the quarterback. You can't look at that game where we lost to New England and say Tom Brady won the game. Tom Brady made some clutch passes when he needed to, but the reality is the special teams won that game. Do you think that Tom Brady would have been able to run all the way down to carry the team all the way down the field? The only touch that they got was basically when they got the ball on the 12-yard line because of a blocked punt. It's about the whole team. There is no quarterback out there that has won a Super Bowl by himself. Do I understand the comparison of Jason Garrett compared to Kathleen Kennedy running Star Wars sequel trilogy with her identity policies just like Garrett with his outdated scheme? Yeah, I got that. But see, and that's the problem with Jason Garrett is he's not understanding. This is where we're always told that Dak Prescott has to have things perfect in order to win. He's got to have a running game. He's got to have, receivers. And that's not so much a reflection, I think, on Dak as it is to the coaching and situational. They can't adjust. So they go in and have a game plan where this is what we're going to do, and that's what we're going to do. And if it doesn't work, then we're just not going to win. And that goes back to those in-game analytics that Jason Garrett says we don't use. Why would you admit that? That's just like crazy. You've got to be able to adjust. Rosario, you're very welcome. I try and explain it the best that I can understand. I don't, believe me, I don't know everything. Not anywhere close. How the greens? Huh? Salt? Well, I try and keep down on the salt because we all have high blood pressure around here. Wife, I'm talking about all of us. I was talking about your mom and dad too, and everybody else. Oh Lordy. Okay. Well, my wife is stealing a plate early. All right, hold up. The lines are about to come on, so we don't want to miss any of that. But hang on, hold up. Ooh, it's getting better. It's getting closer. It's getting brown. Looky there. Oh, hello, Silva. And no, you're not getting the turkey. It look good though, don't it? It look good, don't it, Silva? I could actually get some of that cheese out of there. That's looking pretty good. All right. Jerry wants a Super Bowl, but not hot enough. And that's where you wonder is Jerry Jones, who every detail of AT&T Stadium, the tile that are in the floors, that have a certain color into it, the light fixtures that are, looking like footballs, the twin clubs on both sides, the sight lines. I didn't have any ham hocks to actually put in there. Actually, I just did bacon. I put like a pound of bacon chopped up. I browned that first with some onions and then put the collard greens in it. Super Bowl or bust. You can't stand when rookie coaches come in and own Garrett. Yeah, because see, that's the thing. You got young guys that'll take chances. And they go through and they understand the game and analyzing it and trickery, That's where you got the old guy on the porch. You got whippersnappers. You've got to go ahead and evolve and understand putting putting yourself in the best position possible to succeed. I love your father's house, and that pantry was so cool. Appreciate that. Happy Thanksgiving, Coach, from the Death Star. There you go. Are you at the game? Sent me a post. Wait, what's this post? Hold up. Mike Ditka. No, Mike. Oh my God. Have you seen Mike Ditka lately? Mike Ditka, he looks really, really old. Mike Ditka, he finally is showing his age. How did I start cooking? From being around my mom growing up. My mom said that one day I might marry a woman who can't cook and I'm not going to have my baby starve to death. And so I just learned and always enjoyed it. What's up, unknown? Okay. I think this is going to be an ugly, ugly game. This is nostalgia for me. It used to be from like 2003 to probably about 2012. Every year at this time, I was actually at the Detroit Lions game because United Way did the halftime show. And my wife was in charge of taking care of that halftime show. And so I had a lot of Lion people that were like family. And it was always strange because we were eating Thanksgiving dinner at a restaurant. And, I kind of miss, of course, cooking Thanksgiving dinner or being at my mom's house for Thanksgiving and things like that. So, I kind of miss actually being there. There's nothing like being at the game on Thanksgiving. You remember the games of Thanksgiving in Detroit? Yeah. Well, thank you very much, Ralph. Happy Thanksgiving to everybody in here. I'm not trying to skip over the comments. It's just there's quite a lot of them, and they're kind of small here on my cell phone, so it's hard to see it. So I try and catch as many as I can, but to adjust from the TV, which is all the way over there, to the little screen down here, it's hard. So incorrect. I'm not trying to skip over it. Like Mike Gage said, good mom, Mark. My mom taught me to. From Peoples Aguilar. Sky High. Also rookie quarterbacks. Ooh. Mike Rule is the best coach suggestion I've heard. Everybody eating up all my... We ain't going to have no greens for dinner. Okay. Oh, wait. No, I just lost my feed. Hold on. What did I do? Okay. I lost my comments. Here we go. Playing on Thanksgiving was great. Yeah. Not sure Urban Meyer could coach the Cowboys. Well, I don't know that he'll do worse than Jason Garrett. I mean, at least he's got a modern offense. Just got home from a Lions tailgate. Nice. There'll be a movie on Jerry Jones's life and how he kept Jason Garrett. Yeah.
You got a line fan?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I miss Detroit.
That's what I was just talking about. I said this is like nostalgia, thinking about, I guess about 10 years?
Can't remember the last one, honestly.
I think probably about 2013, maybe. Yeah. Garrett's got to go if we lose today. Garrett's just got to go. You got broccoli and Brussels sprouts. Oh, nice. 6-5, 5-6. Looks like the Bears are coming out meaning business right now. They had a great kick return after getting re-kicked. They're in Lion territory. So it's 12:40. So 7. So I'm getting close to that turkey time being done. Yeah, Meyer did coach, including Zeke Elliott. You're right about that. Well, Jason Garrett is actually not that old. Jason Garrett is a year younger than me. Just saying. All of a sudden, the Bears look like they got an offense under Mitch Trubisky. Am I crazy? Oh, Terrence Davis. We need a beast in the middle, man. We need like a sumo wrestler to go in there to help slow down the run. Let's not end up with anybody worse than Jason Garrett. Oh God, you know that's where I think Stephen Jones. I think if the Cowboys win or when the Cowboys go, I think Stephen Jones is going to be one of those ones that's not going to be looking for a patsy. I think Stephen Jones is changing things. When you think about how things used to be when Jerry was running everything, and I mean everything from the draft picks, to the salaries and all that, Cowboys, even though they've paid guys a lot of money, they've made contracts that are team friendly that they can get out of. We're not in cap hell like we used to be. And you look at having Will McClay, who's been doing the drafting. We don't do the crazy things that we used to do. You look at free agency, we're not going through and signing the TOs. We're getting guys like Randall Cobb that aren't costing a whole lot of money, only having a 1 year commitment that end up playing really well. Your Robert Quinns. They have gotten everything fixed on this team except the coaching. And I dare say that I think Stephen Jones will be looking to make a big splash and get a big name coach that can coach to do this. I don't think Stephen Jones is playing around. I think Stephen Jones will take it to a whole nother level. Well, Stephen Jones is still not the be all end all. As Jerry Jones put it, I have the say on the coach. So when you say Stephen Jones has not proven himself, I would actually disagree because you look at what they've been able to do financially on the team. When you look at where he recognized there's players that we don't want to have here, that are past their prime or are problem childs, he's gotten rid of those. And the people that they brought in to replace, done pretty good. Done pretty good for the most part. Now understand, at the end of the year, as Jerry Jones put it, in this business, there's only one team that's happy at the end of the year, or should be happy at the end of the year. And herein lies the problem with Jason Garrett. Jason Garrett was satisfied that, hey, we went to the playoffs and we won a game. I'm happy. Yeah, well, that wasn't good enough for Stephen Jones. Stephen Jones like, nah, bro, you got to do better than that. Got to do better than that. Steven needs to take over. Well, Steven did take that draft card away from Jerry when he wanted Johnny Manziel. Just saying. Just saying. Open minded. You just said what I just said. But yeah. But no, honestly though, Stephen Jones is the one that's been taking care of the money side of things. And the fact that we've gotten Zeke locked up, DeMarcus Lawrence stock locked up, Zach Martin, Travis Frederick, Lyle Collins, Jalen Smith, and I believe soon Dak Prescott, and still have the money to still make other moves, and I believe Amari Cooper as well, says a lot. We should be all right today. I pray we're okay today. Oh, a lot of people are saying Urban Meyer, which would be interesting because Urban Meyer has everywhere he's gone, he's built players. No, actually, I'm cooking one in the oven today, Tom. I tell you what, let me show you my turkey. Here we go. Oh, because I got a big to begin anyway. That's our turkey. Let me set you guys right there. Let me actually get my extra stuff in. So, that's my turkeys. And hopefully I didn't throw any crack there. Greg Roman. I have seen, the only one I have not seen is the Han Solo one. So you're not a fan of them, huh? Is that what you're trying to say? Open-minded movie man. You've been going off about Star Wars. Okay, we got it. You're not a fan of them, but you know what? I'm okay with them. More. Oh, trademark, man. I'm sorry, dude. Okay, forgive me, man. I can't believe it that the Bears are up 7-0. Come on, man. I didn't. My shirt was down. Damn. I know crack kills. You can see if Brady announced it as his last season that you can see him trying to get Bill Belichick. Mm, hmm. Hmm. I don't know that I hope they have some Cokes because I need to have a rum and Coke today. Jim Harbaugh would be interesting. I think he's beginning to wear out his welcome in Michigan and may like to get back to the NFL. You look at what he did with Colin Kaepernick and getting that team to a Super Bowl. Um, you have to say that would be an improvement over Jason Garrett without a doubt. That would definitely be an improvement. We need a coach who can bring his own defense. And see, that's where I think I'm sorry, I got my eye on the game over there. Um, the Cowboys have liked to continue to hire from within, and that's in lies part of the problem because things don't really change that much. It's still basically the same system that we've had over and over and over again. Basically, Rod Marnelli had his Tampa 2 that he was coming in with Monty Kiffin. It's kind of varied a little bit, but it's still kind of the same philosophy. You look at Jason Garrett, and even though we are beginning to do things a little bit more, it's still, oh, wow, 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 wow. Talk about dropping the bomb. Damn. What is that, 60-yard touchdown pass? Oh, 75 yards. Damn. Damn. Matthew Stafford, who? Wow. Young quarterback. He went on the go route. He took a shot, and I mean a shot. He looked him the whole way, but the receiver made a great move. Wow. He literally had 6 yards of separation. Wow. I would love to see our Cowboys get that kind of separation. 75 freaking yards. Now that's a move. That was a move. Wow. That's their season-long play. Now, on the flip side here, the Buffalo Bills have given up more 20-yard plus plays than anybody in the NFL. So let's see if the Cowboys can feast today. But and here's the thing: you know what's going to happen. If the Cowboys win, all they keep saying the Cowboys can't be a team with a winning record. You know what we're being set up for. You know that, right? We're being set up for if the Cowboys beat Buffalo. Well, Buffalo hadn't actually beaten anybody either, so it's not like the Cowboys really beat anyone. That's what's coming, right? You know that's what's coming. Do I think we can? I think we can win out the rest of the season, which would make me right on at 11-5. Chewy dog. Chewy dog. That's why I won't watch it. I can't stand those two calling the game. Well, you can always watch me when I live stream today at 4 o'clock. I just hope this turkey is done in time because I don't want to be eating dinner and watching the game. Where's my chats? Chewy dog. Jeff Heath is playing. And can we get off Jeff Heath's back, too? Jeff Heath was actually the highest grade defender last week. And Jeff Heath, with that bone jarring hit that he made, knocking the ball out, that play was huge. Can't stand Joe Buck. He's always been biased against the Cowboys. He tries to hide it nowadays. But you could tell early on. You're right. You like the purple lightsabers the best. Don, you're all the way in India. Shout out to you, man. I will be there. I think Lamar Jackson has pretty much gotten the MVP sewed up. You'll watch if it's for the Cowboy game, but you don't like it. Yeah, Troy gets to be annoying. Not sure who's calling our game. Could we be treated to an offensive shootout here for this game? How do I feel about the Rise of Skywalker? I have not seen it yet. Tom Jasper. I don't know just yet. Here's the reality. If we're going to have a coach who's actually going to be able to coach the team and put his own philosophy on it, great. If it's going to be that we got a coach who's under a microscope who is being dictated on what to do, it's not going to matter who we have. It has to be that the Cowboys have to go ahead and give latitude and power to whoever. Jim Harbaugh would be one guy that I could see can relate to players, especially coming back out of college, and was great working with an offense. You want a coach who is good working with the offense. As much as they say defense wins championships, it's still about the offense. It's still about the offense. And I still believe, I still wouldn't mind seeing Chris Richard as our head coach, because what he does do with the defense, and I know I'm contradicting myself there, but he's a guy who can relate to players, and he's a guy who can motivate players. And see, the head coach doesn't have to be like Tom Landry, who was the offensive and defensive coordinator back in the day. I'm watching actually at my in-laws' house. I'm actually in the kitchen here because, well, I'm actually cooking right now. But the head coach needs to have people under him that can do the job, and he becomes the motivator. He becomes the mouthpiece. He becomes the tone setter. And that's what I like about Chris Richard is he is that fiery personality that will get into the player's face. He knows when to put a foot in their ass, but he also knows when they need to get a hug. You know, I don't know if that makes any sense. Cowboys just need to concentrate on winning the game and just take the remainder. Well, I agree. One game at a time. One game at a time. You got 5 left. You get the win here, then you can kick back and watch to see what the Eagles do. You go in next week and you play the Bears. You go ahead and get a win there. You can kick back and watch to see what the Eagles do. Mike is actually at his going to his grandparents' house. You wish Marion Barber would come back and coach. There's a misconception that automatically that if you were a player that you can be a great coach. And that's not always the case. You think about some of the great players that have tried coaching but have not been good, and more times than not, it's guys that weren't the players or good players that end up being the great coaches. You know, so we keep going back through and we look and say, oh, automatically he was a great player, so he'll eventually be a great coach. That's not always the case. It might be, but it's not always the case where automatically they were a great player that will be a great coach. Oh, I hope Dak goes off today. Please, I hope he goes off. Oh, I got some more work I got to do. Hang on, guys. Getting closer and closer on that. Let me make sure I don't have any cracks.
There's a company that's talked to even more real people than me. JD Power, 448,134 to be exact. They answered 410
I can never
questions
figure
in
this
8
damn. I'll be
categories
back, guys. Hold on.
quality. And when they were done, Chevy earned more JD Power quality awards across cars, trucks, and SUVs than any other brand over the last 4 years. So on behalf of Chevrolet, I want to say thank you.
Play before and
We're going to need to do a round.
Hey guys, take a picture. Brad.
So easy to dip,
Guys.
so hard to put down. Roll Chicken Tacos Party Packs. Get your first delivery free on orders of $12 or more. Only on Grubhub. This season, give thanks for Jumanji. I missed you so much. Oh my God, you guys, hi.
Bethany.
What's back? And Jumanji. Jumanji, the next level. PG-13. 9/11 on Monday on Fox.
This broadcast is copyrighted by NFL Productions for the private use of our audience. Any other use of this broadcast, any pictures, descriptions, or commentary NFL Productions is part of the
Two of the all-time greats and two champions, Sid Luckman, Bobby Lane. Sid Luckman, Bears quarterback, 1939 to 1950, four-time NFL champion, Hall of Famer. Bobby Lane, three-time NFL champion with the Lions from 50 to 58. Handoff here on first down at Mansfield Scarborough. Good former Dallas Cowboy. They love him. You talk about him in the opening, and he could be the key for David Blau. A good, strong, punishing run game, and that's what Scarborough has brought to the Lions so far. Yeah, he's a physical guy. As we've seen, and certainly the Lion fans have gotten a chance to see here over the last 2 weeks. They've had some issues there at the running back position. A lot of different people have to occupy that space during the season. Scarborough cuts off the field, and he's a yard short of a first down as Eddie Jackson makes the stop. Well, look at this offense. Big numbers were put up by Matthew Stafford. We'll get into that. He suffered fractures in his back week 9 in Oakland, so he's out. Okay, Galladay. He and David Blau looked up for the longest play from scrimmage against this Bears defense. So the first possession, 75-yard touchdown. Third down to 1. Scarborough. He banged into Kwiatkowski and Jackson. And they're giving him enough for a first down. Pretty good collision at the end of that play, no question. You got Nick Kwiatkowski, number 44, the linebacker. He comes in there and just meets him right in the hole. And a good job by Scarborough being able to pick it up. Kwiatkowski is getting the start once again with Danny Trevathan being injured, and he's done a nice job the last time these two teams met. Play action for Blau. Good protection. The pass wide open and caught by Marvin Jones. 19 yards and a first down to the Chicago 49. I'll tell you what, David Blau, he can sit back there and have a cup of coffee. As much protection as he's gotten on the last few plays when he's had to go down the field with the football. A good job, really, what offensive coordinator Darrell Bevell is doing. If you get locked into where you're just running the ball, trying to get the ball out quick, and you do, with a young quarterback, an inexperienced guy's never played, but he's trusting them and letting Chicago know, hey, we're going to take our shots. Scarborough with a tight formation. Roquan Smith makes the stop, and just having to fight for 1 yard was the first-year player from Alabama. Here's the offense taking on a defense in the way of the Chicago Bears, and some of the numbers, Troy, especially
This was literally the strangest can opener I've ever had to use that I could not figure out how to work the damn thing.
It's actually better in 2019. The difference is they're not getting the takeaways. They're not getting defensive scores. And that's changed the perception that people have of this defense. Out to inviting Blau. Throws on the move, and Hawkinson can't connect. It'll be third down and 9. Galladay, 75-yard touchdown catch on the opening drive. Longest touchdown by a Lions player since Herman Moore back in 1992 against the Oilers.
No, no lemon for you.
Team on third and 10 with great protection up front, and here we are third and 9. See if Darrell Bevell and Blau have the same idea. They can get up to the field.
Oh, the Lions, time to break them up.
Blau throwing on the run, good for 29. So it's 75 yards, 19 yards, now 29-yard completion from David Blau. Look how much space is in the middle of that field. The receiver can get into
Uh-oh, time to break up the lines, y'all. Y'all still with me? Sorry, had to take care of some beans. Roll that beautiful Bears footage. Say what? Right now, Lions are moving the ball like crazy.
He had 13 rushing touchdowns at Purdue, but on that previous play, he was
Yeah, a good head coach should be worth 1 or 2 wins. Yeah, ours are easily minus 1 or 2 wins.
they've got Chuck Pagano, the defensive coordinator for the Bears, in a little bit of a bind.
Looking good.
Coverage, and he's had time. Galladay has beat it.
Does Cole Beasley get into a fight? That's a good question. You're still here? Cool. Glad to hear it. Yeah, so I get just watching TV here, enjoying Thanksgiving. My wife is helping to pack up some stuff in the other room. Father-in-law is in there watching TV or taking a nap. And the kids, well, they're quiet, so that's always good. Cowboys come out fast and feast. Let's hope so. Dak is going to be fired up. Let's hope so, too.
And all their production has come from the passing game. Brings up first down and goal with ball sitting at the 8.
Every single game is close, and we never find a way to pull it out. Not a championship team. Yeah, but you know what? There goes the Lions. Second touchdown. Bam. This has got to make you feel good knowing we're playing the Bears next week. Right? 14, or if they make the extra point, it'll be 14-0. 14-7.
His ninth of the season. To tie his teammate Kenny Galladay as they carve up the Thanksgiving turkey. Blau's made it look easy.
Joe Boo's been getting his rum on game days, and maybe he needs to get some more rum during the week. But I got his bottle. Believe me, I got his skull shot glass too. So we'll be right. Prediction. Is that Ed? Ed, hey, happy Thanksgiving, Ed. Prediction. The prediction. Hail to the Redskins. Oh Lordy, here we go.
Absolutely right. And now it's a 7-point lead for
Ed's an Eagle fan. Ed is a Redskin fan.
passes, 131 pass yards, Lions up 7.
Some fool wants Jason Garrett to go more than they want to win. Can we have both? You know what? All right, here's the real question. Here's the real question. If the Cowboys got on a run and made it to the Super Bowl, and let's say they lost, but Jason Garrett got a new contract, would you be happy with that? That's the real question. Would you be happy if that happened? Or would you rather us just lose and not make it to the playoffs? Gobble, gobble, jive turkeys. Oh, boy. Don't worry, Mark. The fire truck is on its way. Okay. I have not burned down a house yet, and I don't intend to start today. Yes, you would. You would rather us lose out? Yeah, we should. Okay, I'm not going to say we definitely will, because anything can happen. You know, for all we know, that the Eagles and Carson Wentz could get their stuff together. I almost got through that with a straight face. It's possible. You never know. But I don't think that's going to happen. I could be wrong. Bears suck. We should have an easy time. You would hope that we would, but you never know. You know, teams get up for the Dallas Cowboys. Mm,
Friday, get a $25 gift coupon when you buy a Nintendo Switch, and all weekend save up to 50% on top games. Only at GameStop. Starts 3 p.m. Thursday.
oh, man. Can't we just skip over the Lions game and get to our Cowboys? We still got 3 hours left. That's too damn long.
Farm with the home of the Tigers in the distance, where fans that are packed in here,
You always like Adrian calling a game. Romo gives you too much information.
they're seeing so far, and a 7-point
Well, uh-oh. Did the Lions onside kick it? The Lions ain't holding nothing back. The Lions are saying, you know what, we're going to win this one on Thanksgiving.
touched by Deion Bush, and that's a live ball.
It's Lions ball. The Lions are coming out to kick some butt.
It wasn't a missed kick. I mean, he just drills this thing, but based on the angles on the right side of that,
He hit the hell out. That thing was like a guided missile, and it bounced off the leg of a bear. Special teams, guys. Special teams.
they're immediately running in that direction, and
See, herein lies the difference. You see, they looked for an advantage there. You know, they got it so it looked like they were kicking, going down the field and everything else, and they drilled the ball right there, hit the Bear player in the leg, and now they got first down on the 48-yard line. That's the difference between winning and losing. I'm not saying that Matt Patricia is doing great with the Lions, but you still see them doing things that you wouldn't expect to see the Cowboys do. Yeah, we need Zeke definitely to eat today.
call against Marvin Jones. Obviously, last night we were all scrambling as a production crew trying to learn as much as we could about David Blau. And if you go online and you watch his speech at the Big Ten kickoff,
David Blau. He's making a name for himself today, I'll tell you that.
David Blau is. And this speech, the theme was football teachers.
They're definitely, well, you remember this Lions team, you know, as much as they give us grief for saying, oh, you just beat the Lions, you know the Eagles lost at home to the Lions. You guys know that, right?
Louis Scarborough, Christina.
Kyle, you're on my page. A 350-pound trash can full of dirt to go in the middle. No, the game will be on CBS. Coaching. I have to agree with you on that one. 2nd and 15.
Was putting together a terrific 11th season in the NFL. He's only 31 years old, Stafford, right now. Blau is in charge of this offense.
Blau is not looking bad at all. Now, it was 2nd and 15. He ended up getting about eight of it left. 7 of it left.
Had some really great moments and had some tough times as well. A highlight last year being number 2 ranked.
Who still has that, Noah? Who still has the debate of Dak versus Wentz? There shouldn't be any debate. Well, Wentz, of course, people will say, well, he's got a Super Bowl ring. But, you know, that's like saying, you know, David Carr's got a Super Bowl ring sitting on the bench with the Giants, too. So there's that. To me, you haven't seen Carson Wentz hasn't won a big pressure game other than say the Rams in 2017. That would be, I guess you'd say, his signature game. I know they beat the Packers earlier this year, but that was more of Aaron Rodgers failing to score in the end than it was Carson Wentz winning the game. Pretty much just Eagle fans. Oh, Eagle fans, they're holding on for dear life that Carson Wentz is a guy. And this is where I have fun with Philly 500 and things because as much as people say I'm an idiot, I told them that you guys aren't as good as you guys think. I told you your team is old and old players aren't going to get it. And the Eagles, they got lucky, or they I won't say lucky. They ended up making those trades, like getting Jay Ajayi. They kept going for player after player after player that put into that system that worked. Getting Long and things like that, and it had the perfect season. It's impossible, next to impossible, to get to that Super Bowl, but they had the perfect storm, a fourth-place schedule, their defense gelled, getting that running game going and everything else. And that team was a great team then. But you can't go to the well too often. And right now it seems like the Eagles, instead of looking at the draft and things and getting these players, they still keep trying to get, let's get Deshaun Jackson, let's pull this guy, that guy, and all that. And you lose that cohesion. And you end up with a lot of high salaries, and you end up with a lot of guys that are kind of there short term, and you can end up having a volatile locker room. It worked, but I think they've gone to the well too much. And see, now the problem they're going to have is they are going to be in cap hell. And they are literally going to have to rebuild. And you still now have question marks about Carson Wentz with the big-ass salary. And here's another one, the Rams. Oh, I got to be honest with you, the Rams, you think about how they mortgaged the future to get Jalen Ramsey. Their next two number ones are out of here. They're gone. You look at Gurley, you still owe him a big pile of money, and he is not the one any longer. Jared Goff has been butt ugly. 16 fumbles in the last 16 games he's played. And you don't have number one picks to kind of restock. Eagles fan base is the worst. I'll say New England is up there with them as well. And you talk about an ugly Super Bowl was when New England played the Eagles twice. I've seen that twice. That's not something I want to ever see again. Hold it. Let me check my turkey. Sweet honey.
Your first 3 years is constantly being compared to Patrick Mahomes and Deshaun Watson, and now you're going to be compared to David Blow. How about that? Well, when you think about it, we'll get into why you say that.
Oh, snap.
And closing on it in a hurry was Tracy Walker. Robinson was the target. And, well, Mitchell Trubisky's tired this time.
Oh, the turkey's done. I just got to get the macaroni and cheese together. Woo-wee. Can't touch this. It's turkey time. My music hits me so hard. Makes me say, oh my Lord, thank you. Blessing me. Mac and cheese time. Want we get that done, we are ready to rock and roll, dudes. Are you ready to rock and roll? All right, I'm a little crazy. Yes. Okay, I need.
So now the Lions will have it for the fourth time as they lead by 7, and we'll be right back after this from State Farm.
All right, all right, all right.
Now the tables have turned.
What table?
Well, you have 2 agents now. I have 2 clients. Is that why you're calling me? Patrick, Mel, we're friends. What? Is that why we're here? I don't know why he's here. I'm here to take a straight agent everywhere. Well played, State Farm. Hey, we just have a breakthrough? No, no makes sense. Okay.
Troy talked about David Blau and his time at Purdue under Jeff Brom. Ran that pro-style offense, which serves him well now at this level. 24-year-old Nana. Arm talent, he's shown it here in this
All right, all right, all right. Put some ice in the. Put some ice in the juice there, so that way it'll coagulate all the grease, and then that way we can make some gravy. Some gravy. Woo! So we got a turkey.
So here already in the early going, Darrell Bevel has kind of made the point that they are going to take their shots. They better get home. And this is a team that started out the season very well, but the sacks has tapered off. They've not been as good. They're the bottom of the league here over the last 9 ball games. They need to get it going today. Extra men on the rush, and the pass incomplete for Hawkinson. Mentioned Chuck Pagano and talking to Chuck before the game, Aaron Andrews, about David Blau.
Yeah, you had joked, but it was true. We all were cramming once we heard Blau was getting the start. Coach Pagano, the same thing. You can tell right away, looking back at film, this kid has moxie, he's savvy. And Coach Pagano had said early this week, with a short turnaround and an early start, thank goodness we know this opponent, because it's all about studying. Well, we all were studying late last night, as the Lions were as well.
Sorry guys, gotta change what I'm doing a little bit here. I'm getting dinner together.
And then did well to just knock it to the ground and then avoid the interception. Really fortunate there. It looked like a ball that ended goal and maybe just got on him a little bit quicker than he was prepared for. But
I'm on the road, so I've got to figure out where everything is.
intercepted, and
Sure.
the Lions certainly fortunate not to give the ball to the Chicago Bears right there at midfield. And Harris made that defensive play. See where this one checks out inside the 5 and up back towards the 10. It'll be down near the 8. Good one by Sam Martin at 41 yards. Cover downfield to Rowlett. This week, the best rivalry in college football. Headlines, big news, Saturday, game of the week. Number 1, Ohio State, taking on number 13, Michigan. Starts Saturday strong at 10 Eastern. With special 2-hour Big Noon kickoff pregame show live on the Big House. Catch it all on Fox and the Fox Sports app. Boy, that's a huge game, huh? That's one I had thought about maybe trying to attend, as a matter of fact. See what David Blau did on October 20th last year against Ohio State. He and the Boilermakers beat the Buckeyes. They'll lead that kind of performance
Can't have lumpy gravy,
this year for Jim Harbaugh to finally.
but it's got to be thick.
30 seconds left in the opening quarter. It'll be second down and 4 as Montgomery brought down by Ashawn Robinson to bring up second and 4. Well, for Matt Nagy, he needs this game just to
Lions up 14-7, y'all.
Thanksgiving special return
Time to break up the lines.
from your local Fox station.
There's just something different to a Disney movie.
I think I've watched every single movie at least twice, 4 times.
This Black Friday, the holiday magic is at its best. Get Disney Plus on us for a year. With plans starting at just $35 per month.
Feel Star Wars.
Get ready. Mac and cheese is melted.
This Friday only, the free Galaxy Watch when you switch. All on America's most reliable network.
Anybody want to do a store?
Happy holidays from the network that gives you
Take a look. Okay. How's that look? We got our mashed potatoes. So as soon as the who's been eating mashed potatoes? Y'all gonna be eating dinner, huh? All right. Well, we got the beans ready. How were the greens? I told Tracy I was gonna get another bag. She said, "No, that's enough. Greens short to cook down. You don't get much. We'll have to make do." It is almost dinner time. I can't wait. Yes, it's almost dinner time. Let me see what the chat's got to say here. Ah, Lordy. I love this camera when I can get it to work right. Oops. Daddy's little helper. I did not see Jimmy Johnson on FX1 this morning. What did he say? That Jason Garrett stinks? That's why he stayed on the bench for my team? Well, thank you, Slim. Some people are like, oh, you're a girly man because you cook. Okay. Whatever. At least I never go hungry.
Well, two of the greatest of all time, and they both wore the uniform of the Chicago Bears. Bears,
Food looks good. Hopefully it tastes good, too. It's getting close. Once the macaroni and cheese is done, we're ready to go.
75 to 1987. Which one of the all-time most is paid for
What's she looking for?
6,700.
Yeah, see them? They got stuff in them? Take the stuff out.
How do we want to set the table in there?
There's a box stand or a box over there, right?
Zeke in the kettle today. I'd love to see. Well, Zeke should be, since him and the Cowboys put in $250,000.
It's a game.
The Lions and Bears. Which the book? The book? Oh, the pillow. Okay. Would you like your seat over here? Okay. Here we go. What you need?
I don't know. Joe in front of the camera.
Oh, I can move the camera. Now people are just enjoying seeing me in the kitchen cooking, and they're all nervous, of course, before the game starts.
It's only 4 o'clock.
Yeah, 4:30. It's funny because we spent so many years in Detroit, just watching this game right now, remembering our other family that was there. It was always strange because we were at a restaurant eating Thanksgiving dinner, but we had a lot of great friends. In-game adjustments. You're asking for a lot now. You're asking for a lot for Jason Garrett to actually adjust during games. Well, Lamar is just okay. Here's the thing about Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson is he's a good passing quarterback, but it's also because he is a dual threat, because he can run the football and pass well, it ends up giving you more and more options. You worry about him running and taking it all the way, and so you're trying to say, I'm going to tackle that guy, but then all of a sudden he can flip the ball where you're not there, and you're making plays. That was the thing about Randall Cunningham. If Randall Cunningham actually had good coaching, Randall Cunningham would be a Hall of Famer. But they wasted his time in Philadelphia where he was able to run like crazy. Michael Vick had that for a little bit, but he was never as good a passer as Lamar Jackson. Dak is a great passer who can run, but they very rarely run Dak. And if I were Dak until I get that big contract, I don't know that I'd be risking my future paydays at this moment without any security. Slim says, Happy Thanksgiving to you, Trey, and family. She says, thank you very much. Yeah, he does throw darts, too. But, see, you get that when you're young and strong and haven't taken those hits yet. Corey Daniels, you know what? Can you blame him? I wouldn't be out there, I wouldn't be taking any more hits than I have to either till I know that I got a contract like a Carson Wentz does. You know what I'm saying? Or at least a Jared Goff. Oh, Jason Garrett. Happy Thanksgiving.
Well, Joe, there's no question that that should have been called. He's out of the pocket, but he still gets protection to the head or neck area. But now they got to go look at two things: did they complete the process of the catch, and it became a fumble? Is there anything that shows that Detroit did not cover?
Your clocks are off. You know that, right? Like it's been messing me up because it's 2:20. I keep thinking that I've got the time wrong on the turkey.
128.
Yeah, so that one's got 2:29. I think the microwave one does too. I got to reset them. Jared Goff stinks. Yeah, he does. Jason Garrett, thanks, Mr. Holmes. Just win, man. Just win. That's all I care about. Just win. Okay, Dante. Here's the thing. Technically, he won't be fired if he makes it to the end of the season. He just does not get a renewed contract. So people technically are wrong when they say Jason Garrett will be fired after the end of the season. Our strategy today is to execute. Execute what? Come on, man. Execute what? Do you have a plan for that? Or are you just going to say just go out and execute with no game plan? Today, what's the game plan? I'm not going to be happy on Thanksgiving if we lose. Well, I'm going to eat my dinner before Thanksgiving game. We're looking cheesy over here, guys.
What if she wakes up? What if she remembers?
Sweet potatoes. No marshmallows.
Hey Siri, who has the most receiving touchdowns in football?
Well, we are in a booth review. Here's a call.
It is an incomplete pass.
Once the cheese browns, we are ready to take off. Can I get you anything? get my gravy done, and we are out of here. You will get a 5-year extension. Read between the lines. Let the Giants enjoy the process. I'm a bum. Mark, you are a bum. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate that, I guess. Get something to eat. That's the game plan. If I win today, I get a 5-year extension in Dallas. No, you don't. I got a whole bunch of people that are waiting for dinner. Early dinner. Oh, ask Siri how long Jason Garrett has for a future. Oh, that's just wrong. Jason Garrett will always have his eyes red, just like he just finished crying. Wow. We'll get Urban Myers as our coach. Excuse me, boss. Jason Garrett says hello. Hey, Garrett. He says hi. Well, happy Thanksgiving to all you guys, too. Julio, man, it's my pleasure. Okay. Well, she said she's going to keep it. Yeah, that's my father-in-law, Poppy. You know who Poppy looks like? Okay, this is what I've always said. He looks like Romeo Crennel? Yeah, he does look like What do you think I was going to say?
How somebody from 227. That's what you said before.
No, I've always said he looks like Romeo Crennel. He looks just like Romeo Crennel. He's a football coach. He used to be at the Patriots.
No, he does.
Yes, he does. Well, people are saying my dad looked like George Jefferson and Fred Sanford.
Does
That's what they said yesterday. Somebody said he looked like Red Fox. Huh? Oh, but anyway. They say you look beautiful. Michael is at his grandparents' house. Oh boy! Oh, my gravy! Can't forget the gravy.
Inside the Detroit 30 after Montgomery got six.
Offense, number 83. Take your penalty. Replay, first down.
Javon Williams, second-year pro from Georgia. Yeah, it was Javon Wilson who he was blocking, who missed the tackle. And, that's the push, but...
Got to make sure I don't have any lumpy gravy, you know?
Now, they do play a fair amount of man coverage. They're kind of overloaded.
That's a lot of cheese on that macaroni and cheese.
Trubisky has proved that he can get the ball down the field and make a big completion that we've talked about that's been lacking. They've got some good looks, some really favorable looks one-on-one. And can they hit one of them? Hand off to Cole. Not as much of a factor as the flag comes down again this season as he was a year ago with over 1,000 yards from scrimmage. Therese Collins. Flag came in a little bit late. I'm not sure what we're going to get here.
Personal foul, grabbing the face mask. Offense, number 6.
Another game that's sloppy.
15-yard penalty. Still first down.
It's the right guard, Coward. Jack Coward. There's the grab.
Yeah, he definitely grabbed the face mask.
He made his first start against the New Orleans Saints. He was a defensive lineman in college. He came into the league as a defensive lineman, and he's athletic and wasn't going to get to play much on that side of the ball.
See my comments here. The players are soft other than Bennett. I think they just need to get fired up. What is the so-called process? Yeah, good question.
You know, the opening drive, they were able to go down and come away with the touchdown, but then the inconsistencies and now the penalties and just all the things that
You got on. You got on. Alright, gravy's ready. All I need is that cheese to get brown on that mac and cheese. I hope the black cat shows up and crosses Jason Garrett's path. So close. It's so close, and the cheese was just brown. I just hope it was worth waiting for everybody. Huh? It's beginning to bubble, yeah. It's beginning. It's close. You know, watch mac and cheese just does not cook. Oh, man. Let's not be mean to Jason Garrett now. Well, guys, you know what I'm going to do? We've gotten everything just about cooked. We're going to be setting up for dinner. So I'm going to end this, and then I will be back before our Cowboy game kicks off in the living room. I'm going to let my batteries charges and get there and get ready to go. So hope everybody has a great meal before game and that the Cowboys don't ruin it for everybody. Keep the faith. Let's just deal with one game at a time and be thankful that you got Thanksgiving and you're around family, friends, and all that. And I hope everybody has a great, great day and that the Cowboys win. And where's my, oh, let's say, where is the off button here?